What a joy to be on this relaxing, refreshing recharger here at the Sea of Galilee. It's just a beautiful time of year. And then before I have to return to the thick of the battle, but what's going on right now? I got a 50-50% chance, they say, of the release of the hostages due to a political deal. And there's these high-level Israeli American officials just returned from Doha, Qatar, where all these talks took place. And Israel's saying they're willing to compromise. They're willing to release how many? 800 instead of 400 murderers, terrorists, for 40 hostages. And I don't understand all the details, but the main sticking point in the negotiation has been the high-value prisoners that Israel would have to release in exchange for female soldiers or female hostages, with Hamas demanding a high ratio of prisoners for each female soldier released. And Israel's being very flexible, including discussing the return of Palestinian civilians to the northern part of Gaza, and communication with Hamas leadership saying, we won't assassinate the high-level leadership. That's what Mossad, CIA. I don't understand why we would agree to this, and I think we might be making a giant mistake. But hey, they really want these hostages. We really want these hostages to be returned. We're praying for that every day. And let's see how this plays out. Let's keep Israel in prayer. Yeah, have you heard of the BDS, the Boycott, Divestment, Sanction Movement against Israel? It's this thing that's been going on for a long time where people are actually trying to boycott and sanction Israel and saying that we're an apartheid state, which is completely wrong. You have all these universities. I remember years ago, there was 55 universities. I think there was a lot more than 55 doing the Israel Apartheid Week and saying that we're an apartheid country like South Africa was, and raising my family here in Israel with friends who are Arabs, and I'm so appalled at this, and I have to speak out for truth. That's what I do. I speak the truth. South Africa was an apartheid. They had from 1948 to 1994, and the white minority ruled. Black people were not allowed to sit on certain benches, not allowed to drink from certain fountains, and so during this time, 3.5 million non-white South Africans were forcibly relocated, put into segregated communities, and they couldn't have the same medicine, healthcare, education, beaches. Everything was segregated. Is Israel like that in any way, shape, or form? The answer is no, it's not. And who am I to say this? I'm a Jewish man. I've grown up here since 1999. That's almost 25 years, and there's Muslim villages, there's Jewish villages, there's since the resolution, right, 181 of the UN, right, when they said there would be an Arab, there would be a Palestinian state and a Jewish state. They said no. The Palestinians said no, they didn't want one. We said yes, we want one. And we were like, yes, we will all be able to dwell together here. Our Declaration of Independence says we will all honor every religion, whether it's a church, whether it's a mosque, whether it's a synagogue that was here, we're going to honor, and there's freedom of religion, okay? People don't understand that Arabs here are actually the most free, more than, they can drive cars, they can vote, women can vote, more than in Libya, more than in Saudi Arabia, more than in other places. In an apartheid or a separated place, you have only areas for Jews and only Arabs we don't have any of that such thing. Only in Judea and Samaria, the Muslims have according to the Oslo Accords, they've blocked us from going to certain places. Jews are blocked. Arabs are not blocked from going anywhere. They have full citizenship. They can vote. They can be police officers. They can be justices. You know that Arab Israelis have represented in every government in the modern state of Israel, starting in 1949, the first Knesset, all the way to the present day. There's 17, I think there's 17, how many? 17 Arab members of Knesset. There's entire Muslim parties in Israel. Yes. In an apartheid state, you'd never have that. You'd never have there's the Arab village of Abu Ghosh. There's the Arab village of, there's so many. Okay. But in an apartheid state, you don't have any representation. You have complete segregation. But everything is together. Families are swimming together in the beaches. Everyone's enjoying the parks. I remember I saw this. Someone did a social experiment and they put Arabs not allowed or Jews not allowed on a bench. And they put it, and then people tore down this sign. They said, this is ridiculous. Of course, Arabs are allowed to sit anywhere they want. And it was torn down. Jewish people were very angry at this social experiment to try to put a sign, but that was totally normal for 26 years in apartheid South Africa. And it's so funny, South Africa are the ones that took us to the Hague in Netherlands So living in America, living in Israel, I'll tell you, people are believing lies. And the fact that they would do a BDS, a boycott, a divestment, and a sanction of the one democracy, the outpost of democracy in the Middle East, you know, in a place that has the most togetherness of the whole Middle East. Jews are not welcome in other countries, Muslim countries. So we have a togetherness here more than anywhere else. We have a democratic state. And I just think that boycotting, you're actually going against democracy. It's ironic, I know. And let me tell you this. In the West Bank, now that's Judea and Samaria biblically, Jewish residents are not accepted as citizens. They have no voice in the Palestinian Authority. They're treated as second class. They're not allowed to have anything. They're completely unaccepted. And so that is how the Muslims treat us in those areas. And so I just want to end with this and wrap up and say, guys, we have a time where we need to fight for freedom. We need to fight for what we believe in. And that is what I'm doing. That's why I have this gun. And for people to say we are doing a genocide when there was, 500,000 Arabs in Gaza back in 1967 when Gaza came into our stewardship, okay? And then we completely left Gaza in 2005, completely and entirely. But imagine that. Now there's 2.3 million Gazans? For someone to just have such a lack of understanding and say Israel's an apartheid state, it's like the pot calling the kettle black, especially when it comes from South Africa. And I think that we need to check ourselves and look at the truth. Check out this video of just how people feel when they see a soldier. This young boy, he wants to be dressed as a superhero for Purim. And look how he's looking for superhero costumes. Check out this video. I just love it. Thank you for standing up for truth and speaking out for truth and sharing this video.
דרך ארוכה, כולנו יחד אומרים תודה, אתם החזית של התקווה.